I'm going to share a very short story with you guys about how we can all learn about watch buying. Now, I witnessed something very profound, and it would be foolish of me not to share it with you all. Give me 5 minutes, grab a cuppa, settle in, and I'll tell you this story. I'm astonished at all the hype watches that we see on so many platforms every single day. Now, these are very well made watches, but unfortunately they're probably priced 3, maybe 4 times what they're really worth. We call this the luxury watch space. Omega, Breitling, Rolex, IWC, Hublot, Montblanc, you name it. Great watches, but also expensive. They're running off a long back history of watch culture, but honestly they're charging a bomb for watches that are not really worth what they are worth. We all know that. Now, I don't have any issues with pedigree. In fact, I encourage people to buy from reputable, long-standing brands that have stood the test of time. That's a good thing. But what about when the brand isn't really offering anything special, anything far above and beyond what its price range really suggests? Because a lot of these brands today have their pricing structure based on hype, brand reputation, but not good old-fashioned value for money. Now, all that said, can you still get good old-fashioned value for money from long-standing reputable brands without breaking the bank? Well, yes, but you have to dig a little bit. You have to dig a little bit deeper than surface level and some gems turn up. Now, what I've got in my hands here is actually a Tuttima, and what's this got to do with the story? Well, I'm glad you asked. This watch is from a German watchmaker established in 1927 in Glashütte, Saxony. And Tuttima as a brand make quite a few in-house movements. They basically have watches ranging from about $300,000 all the way down to $2,000. And the affordable or the attainable watches, the stuff that really is attainable by us as enthusiasts, are very well made watches that offer in-house modified off-the-shelf movements. And for me personally, I always like it when watch brands offer tried and tested movements that they themselves might tinker with a little bit in-house just to offer something different. A special type of finishing or a different type of regulation system, and whether they have an in-house movement or not, really at the end of the day it's irrelevant. Think about it, because you're paying for an in-house movement. There's so many tried and tested movements from ETA, Solita, La Jouperet, what have you, that a lot of these brands used to use, and some of them still use them, to offer you the same brand name but at a highly reduced price. No, you're not paying $10,000 or $15,000 for a watch because it's got an in-house movement, but you're still getting the same brand. Now, I walked into Define Watches in Noosa in January. I walked out with a watch myself. I walked out with a SIM. But there was a gentleman in there that walked in, and he was with his wife. I looked at him and thought, gee, this guy looks familiar. And he recognized me, I recognized him. Now, being a professional photographer, I shot a lot of gigs 20 odd years ago, weddings, family portraits. He was a guy that was in some of these gigs, and I recognized his face. As it turns out, he walked into Define to buy this. This is my Dawn Bluth. He walked in to buy a Dawn Bluth Ceramic C because he loved my video and he thought, yeah, well, I've got to get one. He's up in Noosa on holidays. Let's get the ball rolling. Now, although he walked into the shop to buy this watch, he ended up walking out with this watch. Now, this is a $13,500 or $14,000 watch. This is just under $4,000. This is $3,975. So basically, he walked out of the shop with a very impressively built and beautifully finished watch and managed to save $10,000 in his back pocket. Now, he's not only overjoyed, but he went on to tell me how good this watch is on his wrist. You see, he wanted a very good daily watch, and a watch that will stand the test of time, something that he can actually hand down to his kids. I'd easily hand this thing down, it's beautiful, but at the same time, he saved a lot of money. Now, here's the clincher, guys. He didn't go into a shop to buy a watch with the intention of saving money. He was prepared to spend money. He had the money, number one, for this or maybe even something different. But he ended up walking out with a watch that was a third of the price. Now, the moral of the story that I take away from this scenario is very simple. He went in to buy a watch that he was influenced by me, by one of my videos. He went in to buy that watch. And he ended up walking out with a watch that personally spoke to him on a very intimate level. It ticked all the right boxes for his lifestyle choice and his intended usage. Not only that, he managed to walk away with a huge smile on his face and a sense of achievement. And I take my hat off to such a guy because he bought a watch that suited his need rather than a watch that looked good on my wrist. He was not influenced by the very loud noise of media platforms. Get a Rolex, buy a Speedmaster, you need to have a Patek, you gotta get yourself a JLC, at least one JLC or a Vacheron in your collection. He bought something that spoke to him. Now this guy has money. He can buy whatever he wants. He bought something that spoke to him. That speaks volumes, guys. He examined his heart and bought a watch that spoke to him on a very personal level. He silenced those loud noises that are coming off every social media platform, including mine, just long enough to listen to what his heart was telling him. Now this example that I shared here with you guys can be applied with any watch and any brand. It could be a $15,000 Rolex or a $4,000 Longines. At the end of the day, the same principle applies. Buying something because it actually speaks to your heart and your need specifically far outweighs any watch that we've been influenced by social media, branding itself, or even just plain hype. He basically allowed truth to enter his heart and make a decision based on true feelings and true need. I love that, and I just wanted to share it with you all. Continue to enjoy the hobby.